Yo, what's good guys? Another video here. Today we got 10 lies Europeans believe about American people. This should be interesting. This should be really funny. Let's get to this. So before we do, I want to give a massive shout out to my boy DudeSaysThings because he did this video before me. And I wouldn't have known about this video if his video didn't pop up in my For You page or whatever the fuck, the recommendations. For You page. I don't know why I said For You page, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. Let's get to it right now.
Is available on any mobile device. Just scan the QR code right here and you can start playing right away. It's full.
Okay, let's go.
Quiz. How many characters have I featured in this ad read so far?
No idea.
Hero Wars, and thank you gang for sponsoring this channel. Okay, the first
y'all didn't pay me, so you don't get the sponsorship from me, boy.
lie that I was told was that Hollywood is full of shiny things and celebrities are just everywhere. I'm gonna say it. Hollywood itself is kind of a kip.
What is a kip?
She really went there.
What is a kip? Alright. First of all, I'm scared I'm saying like some racist thing. If it's some kind of fucked up thing, I don't know what it means, so don't cancel me. But what is that?
I was there. I may have seen some celebrities, but they were keeping really low key and had baseball caps on, so they were very hard to spot. And Hollywood, as I said, is not that shiny and wonderful.
I've never been to Hollywood, so I can't really comment on this too much. But from what I've heard from people who have been there, I believe what she's saying 100%.
Hollywood sign itself is, I'll be honest, it's kind of a letdown. I guess I pictured Beverly Hills when I thought of Hollywood, but no. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that it's just full of extremes. And don't get me wrong, it is, but it's not just extremes. Our perception through the media is that Americans are either really fat or really fit. They're either total jocks or nerds. Stereotypes from movies. And
that is facts. I see that all the time in the comments. Like, people will comment, and this is no hate to anybody, because, like, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. I don't know a lot of things about your guys' country either, so this is not... I probably know less about your country than you do about mine, so... But I see it all the time, where people think everything is just, like, it's either all crazy or it's nothing. Like, nah, it's not the case, you know?
Like I said, don't get me wrong, those stereotypes exist for a reason. However,
yeah, exactly. They do exist for a reason. But, I think it's because of the media, everything gets exaggerated beyond what it really is.
Majority of people are not extremes. They're just regular, in-between people with thoughts and feelings that vary and are nuanced. The next lie the Europeans are told about America is that you just quit your jobs whenever you want to. And that's, again, from TV shows and films. People just go, I quit, when they're unhappy or having a bad day.
You're fired. I quit!
You're fired.
Is that real?
I quit.
You're fired! You're fired.
Right, I mean, I already quit, so.
Additionally, we think from the same sources that you can just go, you're fired out of the blue, and there's no repercussions for that. In fact, a lot of times contracts are in place and stuff, and it just doesn't work like that in the real world. On The Apprentice, they do the you're fired, but that's a specific place. The next lie that you are told about...
That's definitely not the case. But that is hilarious. So is that... I want you guys to tell me in the comments whether some things from here that you believed or other stuff that you believe about Americans, and I'll say true or false in the comments if I see your comment.
About America as a European is that everybody in America is obsessed with celebrities, whereas actually the truth couldn't be farther from that. So in Europe, a lot of our celebrities come from America, so we naturally presume that everybody is completely obsessed with celebrities within America. In actual fact, most people just kind of see their lives and what goes on behind the scenes as a little bit of entertainment, just like we do in Europe. One thing I will say is kind of odd as a European, always when I go to America, is seeing on your mainstream news the focus on celebrities within actual serious news programs. We don't really have that as much in Europe. I know in the UK they focus a lot on royalty.
Make way for the loser!
But you don't tend to see people talking about celebs on news shows as much in Europe. The next lie, okay.
That is interesting. I low-key like that though. Like, I wish that was more the case here, because Yeah, like they'll be like, this is the weather, and next LeBron James dunked on, I don't know, somebody, and yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. I want to know how the weather's gonna be and what's going on. I don't care what the fuck Kim Kardashian did to Pete Davidson. I don't care. But I envy that. If that's the case, I envy that.
And this might just be a me thing, but the next lie that I believed about America before I went to America, and I actually think you're going to probably slag me off for this in comments. I thought that you guys only had roll-on deodorant. I thought you didn't have spray-on deodorant.
Really?
Because in movies, people always roll on their deodorant, you know, in the changing rooms and stuff. I know you have Old Spice and stuff like that, but for some reason, I had it in my head that in America, spray-on deodorant didn't exist. And I was always like, wow, they should really get spray-on deodorant. I guess they don't use it in films because it goes and it would make a noise, whereas like it's easier to just do the roll-on if you're like shooting a TV scene. You don't have to have the... But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a me. If you're from Europe, did you know that spray-on deodorant existed in America? Because I didn't. The next misconception...
I feel like that's how I make you guys feel right there, where it's just so outrageous, it's funny. Like, but some of the shit I say, I feel like that's how I make you guys feel right there. That's hilarious. No, that is definitely not the case at all. There are both. We have the roll-ons. We also have the spray-on. There are both. So, I will say, in my experience though, I've noticed that with older people, the spray-ons are less popular. Whereas, like, personally, I use both, right? Like, I will literally just go double trouble. But the roll-on, then I'll do my spray-on, and I'm good. So, but I noticed, like, say, with my dad, for example, and a lot of my older family members, and just older people I know, they only use the roll-on. Or they just don't use spray-on at all. So that's an interesting thing.
You don't have to have the... But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a me. If you're from Europe, did you know that spray-on deodorant existed in America? Because I didn't. The next misconception that Europeans have about America is that you're all really rich. And I get why this misconception exists.
I wish.
To be fair, your houses and the land that your houses are on are generally a lot bigger than what we have in Europe for middle class.
But we have, our country land-wise is a lot bigger, so it kind of balances out. I wish this was the case. Trust me, I wish.
People. Additionally, many people in America live on credit, so a lot of people are living above their means to what they really should be living. And the thing about credit in America is you are encouraged to use credit. Like, a lot of things you can't get until you build up credit, which...
Like, you gotta, in order to buy a house, you gotta build up credit, which is ridiculous. Well, I think it's stupid, but, like, I also understand it, but it's still dumb to me.
Exists in Europe, but it isn't so much focused on. Like, there are other ways to build up your trust with banks. And as I've mentioned before, I've never seen poverty quite like I've seen in America. In Europe, of course, there are homeless people, but not in the same way that they are in America. It really shocked me. Because I went over expecting, as I said, pretty much everybody to be super rich, and then I saw people looking like Oliver Twist on the street, and that was a surprise to me. Additionally, something...
You know, I can't hate, because I feel like for a long time in my life, before like I started like really talking with people from the UK, I kind of thought that all British people were just loaded too. Like, I just kind of imagined, like, the stereotypical, like, they got, like, the cigar and the monocle, top hat, like, I thought y'all were, like, stuck in the 1700 royalties, I guess. I don't even know. So, I can't talk shit, because I feel like I kind of did the same thing, too.
Things in America are a lot cheaper than they are where I come from in Ireland. Ireland has just been named alongside Denmark as the most expensive country in Europe for the cost of living. The prices of goods and services in Ireland are on average 40% higher than they are anywhere else in the EU. And then when I went to America, it was like things were more expensive in some areas but cheaper in other areas. So I was surprised because I thought everything would be the same, if not more expensive when I went there. The next lie that we are told...
I'd be really interested to know what is more and what is less expensive. If anyone wants to shed light on that for me, I'd be really interested, because that sounds interesting.
about America, and this should come as no surprise, and I don't want to get bogged down in the discussion too much, but it's that everybody there has pew-pews. And you know, not everybody does. In fact, it's a very divided country on people's opinions about that. People have very strong opinions about that, and I'm going to swiftly move on. I just thought that every single person would have one winner.
Yeah, that's definitely a hot take. Yeah, no, not it's not the Wild West anymore. Not everybody's running around strapped up, ready for a gunfight at every second, like so many people believe. You know, you're not walking outside and oh shit, oh shit. No, it's not that crazy. I understand though, like, because when you look at the media and like, you know, all you hear is all this outrageous shit going on. I understand why people think how they think about it, though. I will say that. I get where they're coming from.
Right there, and that's not the case. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that pretty much teenagers run America, if media was to be believed, and movies and TV shows. In actual fact, I have still not seen a cheerleader when I've gone to America. I have never been invited to a prom or homecoming, and that seems like an integral part of your society from film and TV, so yeah, I know movies and TV shows aren't.
People go to proms and they look forward to proms, but like, I wouldn't say it's a massive part of being American.
Real, but I definitely thought that teenagers would have a more central role in America as a result of watching so many of them. The next lie that we are told about America is that you guys eat fast food constantly. And that actually could not be further from the truth. Americans, more so than anywhere else in the world, love to cook. Americans love to barbecue. It's like your thing. You're like, my grill, my barbecue, you're mad for cooking. There is fast food on every corner in America, so that's where the perception comes from. It's a lot easier to get your hands on, but most Americans don't eat fast food every single day. You cook for the most part.
Yeah.
I definitely thought Americans just ate TV dinners and fast food constantly, and cooking was like something you did at
I think the last time I ate fast food, a month or two ago, it was some Jimmy John's. So, yeah, that's the last time I ate fast food.
Family events. The next lie that we were told...
I'm surprised because I thought that you guys were even more into the cooking than we are. So that kind of surprises me, though. Because I expect you guys to be real, like, even above us. So I kind of expected that we would eat fast food more than you guys, even though... Of course, it depends where you're living, too. Because, like, if you're out in a big city, you're probably eating fast food more common than if you're out in the country. So, case by case, I guess. I imagine that goes anywhere.
I definitely thought Americans just ate TV dinners and fast food constantly, and cooking was like something you did at family events. The next lie that we were told about America is that your breakfasts are crazy. Like, you eat waffles and pancakes and cereal every single morning. You have a full feast for breakfast every day.
So yay! Enjoy smelling breakfast!
In fact, I think most Americans probably live on just the same kinds of breakfast as most of us Europeans do. Of course, we have Irish breakfast, you have American breakfast, which consists of waffles and pancakes. They do exist. But mostly, I think our general day breakfasts cross over. You might have a bowl of porridge, a bowl of cereal, slice of toast, a bit of coffee. I definitely thought it was like America-themed breakfast every single day, whereas that's not really sustainable, and you would be carrying a lot of extra weight if you ate that every single day. I would love to have American breakfast.
This is what I believe. And I'll see, because I'd love to visit Europe and, you know, just see the stuff for myself. But I think we probably eat a lot of the same foods, but from the food system and everything you guys tell me, I'm led to believe your foods are probably quite a lot more healthy, which is one reason why Americans are such fat asses, and probably quite smaller portions, if that makes sense. So that's, I don't know, but I'd be more curious on if we could see like a portion size of an average American breakfast versus like European breakfast. That would intrigue me to see if it's any different or not.
Single day, but it's not a good idea. Although the same could be said for Irish breakfast. You should not eat Irish breakfast every single day, because to be honest, after I have an Irish breakfast, it's delicious, but it slows me down. I'm like I like to have a little nap after an Irish breakfast. The next lie we're told about America, and there's truth in this one, but not as much as I had thought, is that you will go around suing each other constantly. America is an extremely litigious country, but I think that's also due to the proportion of people compared to everywhere else in the world. Like, if there's more people somewhere, there's going to be more people suing people, right? But the impression...
I think there's more truth to what she said than what she let on there. Because, for example, I don't remember what video this was pointed out, but I remember it because it stuck with me, where it's like, in America, if somebody's having, like, CPR, you gotta be like, are you choking? Do I have consent to help you? When they're choking, to protect yourself from getting sued, which is outrageous that we got it. Meanwhile, out there, that's not... So, it's definitely a lot more truth to it than she lets on, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if, Europeans do exaggerate it just, based on what they see, because unless you've seen something for yourself, I feel like most people are going to exaggerate things.
The impression that we are given of Americans is that if you bang your head on something, you're going to sue the company that built that something. Whereas,
some people out there will, like, just purposely get hurt at work so they can sue their boss. Like, that shit does happen. Don't fool yourself. It doesn't happen as often as I think a lot of Europeans might believe, but that shit does happen.
The truth is, most times when something happens, people just let it go unless there's, like, serious ramifications. I definitely did think people just went around suing each other. I don't think that this is not fueled by the urban myths that are created on the internet. For example, there's that urban myth about the woman in America who sued McDonald's because her coffee was too hot, whereas if you actually go and look that up, the truth is that woman was actually really badly injured and that the coffee was way hotter than it should have been. But people like these extravagant headlines, and it makes Europeans think that Americans do just go around being like, you're sued, you're sued, you're sued. And also I thought that every American just had a lawyer on standby, because when you see things again, people go, call my lawyer. Most people don't just have a lawyer to call. You generally
not what you mean. Of course we got a lawyer. I got 6 lawyers. Duh. Definitely not being sarcastic either. Also, subscribe or I'm gonna sue you.
Research that. Let me know below in comments if you want to see the other way round version of this. Lies 100%. Americans are told about Europe, because it's a long list. I gotta cut that one down, to be honest. Remember to give Hero Wars a download and give it a try. I always appreciate.
Alright, that's enough of that. As I said before, subscribe or I'm gonna sue you. Definitely being serious, not being sarcastic. Don't test it, just subscribe because, to be safe, obviously. Duh. Give me a fat ass like and let me know. Did she do like the reverse? Because if she did the reverse video, I will 100% go and watch that video too if you guys are interested. So give me a fat ass like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, click all, and yeah, I'm out. Bye. With